Skyline of Houston there, where a doctor says he was punished for trying to save lives. And this morning, he's ready to strike back. Dr. Hasan Gokal was fired from his job and charged with a crime after giving out COVID vaccine doses that were on the brink of expiration. This was at the end of last year, when vaccine doses were often very scarce and appointments were very hard to find. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is in Houston for us, where we've just learned that Dr. Gokal plans to sue the county government that fired. This has always been a perplexing case, David. Good morning.
Good morning. We just confirmed through sources that within the next 72 hours, Dr. Hasan Gokal is expected to file that lawsuit, claiming that he was fired on the basis of race and national origin. Look, the headlines were really big and prominent. International, when the story broke, doctor accused of stealing COVID-19 vaccine. People were shocked. How could you do that? But the headlines were not as big and prominent when the entire criminal case brought by the district attorney against Dr. Gokal completely fell apart.
Breaking news, a Harris County public health doctor is facing charges for stealing a vial of the COVID-19 vaccine.
It was on the local news where Dr. Hasan Gokal says he first found out that Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg had charged him with theft by a public servant. Did the DA's office call you?
No.
Did you hear from any investigators?
No.
Nobody?
No.
Here's how this all started. It was December 29, 2020. Vaccines were just rolling out nationally, and Harris County was having its first public vaccination event, and Dr. Gokal was the supervisor. At the end of the night, he said there was one open vial with 10 doses left in that vial, and they had to give them away within 6 hours or they were going to expire.
I made a quick call to the immediate supervisor, said, hey, I've got a few extra doses. I'm going to find people to try and give them to, and the answer was okay. I started making phone calls to people that I thought would know somebody or might have contacts who may benefit from that vaccine, specifically in the high-risk categories.
Zara Ahmed was one of them. She works at a doctor's office, and her mother, who lives with her, has Parkinson's disease. She defends Dr. Gokal.
How is this stealing? I mean, I don't think it was. There's no way you could call this stealing.
Dr. Gokal says when there was just one dose left and less than an hour before it expired, he gave the vaccination to his wife, Maria, who has pulmonary sarcoidosis, which is an inflammatory disease of the lungs. The next day, he says he turned in all the paperwork for the 10 doses that he gave out. And 8 days after that, he said his HR director said he wanted to see him.
Well, we heard that you took a vial and vaccinated your friends and family with it. Why, Michael? Are you talking about the first day of vaccination when there were leftover vaccines and I took them and I found 10 people to give them to? Oh, you admitted. Well, we're going to have to terminate you. You guys were going to throw these away and I found people to give them to. He said, well, but you know, the other part of it is that you didn't do it in an equitable manner. Are you suggesting that there were too many Indian names in the group? He points his finger and goes, exactly.
The investigation report from the district attorney's office stated that the HR director did say that the patient forms that they had identified were individuals of the same nationality as Dr. Gokal. So at that point, it looked like the forms belonged to friends and family. 2 weeks after Dr. Gokal was fired, the district attorney put out a press release claiming that Dr. Gokal abused his position to place his friends and family in line in front of people and that he disregarded county protocols. But 5 days later, Assistant District Attorney Kimberly Smith told Dr. Gokal's lawyer in an email that there were not any written protocols at that time, nor was there a wait list. Harris County Judge Franklin Bynum reviewed the district attorney's case against Dr. Gokal, and he found that there was no probable cause to charge the doctor.
Based on the information they provided me, that not only had they not proven that there was theft, but that they had gone about it in a way that was pretty incomplete and pretty sloppy.
2 months later, the Texas Medical Board cleared Dr. Gokal of any wrongdoing, but the DA persisted. And 4 months after that, she took the case to a grand jury. and the grand jury declined to indict Dr. Gokal. The spokesperson for the district attorney's office told us that the grand jury has spoken, and we greatly respect that, adding, given grand jury secrecy and the possibility of civil litigation involving the county, it would be inappropriate for the DA to participate in an interview. Paul Doyle is Dr. Gokal's attorney.
Well, that's ironic because she finds herself in front of every camera whenever it's self-serving to her. Say sorry, okay? How about say I got it wrong?
This has been incredibly devastating. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Tell folks why you did what you did.
I did what a physician would do, which is take resources meant for patients and people and give it to them instead of throwing them away. And that's why it was so infuriating.